the same thing you said before, but wait a second after I start talking so I can edit it.
Hello, and welcome to Dopey, a podcast about drugs and dumb shit. I'm Dave.
And I'm Chris.
And here we are in New York City telling dumb drug stories. And we just finished episode 1, and I have to say I feel pretty good about it.
As do I.
I think maybe you're going to want to add sound effects, like laughs.
Yes.
Because I'm horrible at laughing. Like, I don't laugh unless it's some dumb shit or somebody hits me. Like, I mostly laugh when my daughter's mother hits me. Like, that cracks me up. But it's very rare that I laugh. And I think, and your stories are funny. And you shouldn't feel bad that I'm not laughing because it's like, it's important. Like, and I want you to try to laugh at my story because I need laughs.
So I have to figure out the technology? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think it's very easy. Very easy to add laughs. I've added laughs to songs on GarageBand.
Okay. All right.
I mean, maybe you'll want to. Maybe you will. Maybe you don't want to.
All right. Laughs are forthcoming if there's no laughs in this episode.
We might have to get other people in the studio. And I'm making 2 quotation marks with my hands when I say studio because we're in my living room. And if we have other people, they'll laugh. Most people laugh. I don't laugh.
Okay.
I think my life is much sadder because I don't laugh.
Your life is pretty sad in general, though.
That's true. My life is pretty sad in general.
You just laughed.
No, I kind of snickered. You know, everybody I work with fake laughs all day. Yeah. I think Dominicans have a propensity for fake laughter.
But it's believable.
Well, I think that laugh is believable.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me something funny. All right. But if I do that, the devil will claim my soul. Because fake laughter is the fucking shit that the devil takes.
Yeah, you're not a fake person. You're many things, but you're not a fake person.
Well, I'm definitely
fake
not.
Fake laughter's not suiting.
I'm not a fake laugher. But I do like fake laughing. Here, say something else that's funny.
I'll just say again.
No, that's not that. Say something else. That's a good one. All right. Anyway, so and I'm going to tell a story. I have so many stories. My life, I'm 41 years old, and I have to say that half of my life was on drugs. So I have a large amount of stories to tell about drugs.
More than half. Half no. if you negate the 12 or 13 years that you were able to resist drugs from infancy until 12 or 13.
No. I didn't start using drugs until I didn't start smoking weed until I was almost 18.
Really?
Really, and I didn't drink.
I didn't know that.
I didn't.
I never knew that.
I was a late bloomer.
But you still don't drink.
No, I never
It's not
drank.
a thing for you.
No, I have an allergy to alcohol. Unlike most alcoholics, I'm actually allergic to alcohol.
You mean it's not the metaphorical allergy that William Sokeworth talks about?
No. My favorite dumbass AA line is, I'm allergic to alcohol. When I drink, I break out in handcuffs. That's my favorite. But no, I'm actually allergic to alcohol. If I drink, I get sick.
Okay.
Like, it's not enjoyable for me. However, I did love drugs. And I used drugs for, how long is that? 22 years? It's still more than half my life. 23 years. Wow. It's a lot of time. So I have a ton of drug stories. Mm-hmm. And this story, I don't know why I'm even going to tell it, but I figure we're going to tell a lot of stories, so I might as well just get this one out of the way, because I just think it's fucking funny. And I know that you'll think it's funny.
I don't know this story, just for everybody out there.
I think you do.
I do?
I think you do.
Okay.
I think I only tell like 5 stories, and I think this is one of the 5.
All right. And that's why we're going to need guests.
Oh, we're going to... if you have a story, and chances are your stories are better than ours, we need you.
Yes.
So you're going to write us at Dopey Podcast, DOPEYPODCAST @gmail.com. Please. And eventually we're going to have a call-in feature, which is going to be fresh.
Yes. Provided we don't just peter out and get lazy and stop doing this, which I don't think we will.
No, I think we probably will.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely what's going to happen. But we can also do fake calls, because I'm looking at the screen on GarageBand, and there's something called telephone vocal. Let's see what happens when I click that. Using the built-in microphone causes feedback. Connect.
But you just stopped it. Hit OK.
All right. Sorry, that's not going to work.
Yes.
That's
not don't push it again.
No,
it's going. Don't push anything.
No, I just had to shut it off. I think it actually worked. I think something happened there. That's going to be. We're going to need an engineer, and we're going to do phony phone calls. It's going to be fucking cool.
Okay.
It makes me want to tell my Howard Stern story because I just look at this display and I think of all the Howard Stern shtick we could do. Yeah. You got megaphone, dance, fuzz, telephone, helium.
We could vote
Monster
Howard Stern
vocal.
Recovery Man of the Year, Recovery Advocate of the Year.
We could.
And see if he responds.
Well, that would be a prelude to the Howard Stern story. But I'm going to tell the other story. And if the other story is lame, I'll tell the Howard Stern story. Okay. And you'll never have to hear the other story again. But I call this story the Siezure Story.
All right.
Now, I am a multiple relapser, and I'm an intravenous drug user, and I was a crazy benzo addict. I'd say it's a toss-up if I preferred heroin, benzos, or weed. I love them all so much. And nothing else the way I love those three. And for me, benzos, do you remember the old the Nestea commercial where you take the Nestea plunge and you fall back in a pool because you've drinking Nestea and it's so relaxing? You take the Nestea plunge.
No, you're 10 years older than me, so I might have missed it.
Okay, well, there was this great commercial where somebody, like, they drink a Nestea and they fall back into this pool, and that's what benzos have always been for me.
The benzo plunge.
Yeah, it's like the great, you could just see my face relaxing.
One in particular?
No.
Any of them?
Each
Long
one.
acting, short acting, didn't matter?
Didn't matter. I mean, my favorite, it didn't matter.
Did you ever take roofies? Roofies, they say, is the ultimate benzo.
I think I've had roofies mixed in with my heroin.
Yeah.
But I've had everything mixed in with my heroin.
Yeah.
And I think I might have had roofies mixed in with my ecstasy. But I honestly really like... I was going to make a stupid joke. I honestly really liked Xanax, but then I really loved Klonopin. Then I had a girlfriend who had... Is it Ativan or Adderall? Ativan.
Adderall's a stimulant.
Ativan I love too. And Valium. Who can say no to a little bit of Valium from time to time?
Valium's the OG benzo.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the original. Actually, maybe Librium. Librium's the
Librium I can say no to.
Yeah.
Librium's the one
Librium's
benzo.
Serax. They're like, Serax they give you in jail even. It's like, you know.
Librium is a lame benzo. But for my money, I'm happy with Xanax, Valium, Klonopin. Anyway.
Siezure Story.
I would take benzos like I would eat candy.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I took pills in college, but I wasn't that familiar with it, and I didn't care, and I didn't realize that they could be helpful in any way. I just kind of took them like at the end of an acid trip or something. And I didn't even notice what I was taking. I remember there was this super hot girl in my college named Miley from Hawaii, and oh man, she would sell acid. And she would give out, like, handfuls of pills when she sold the acid. And her acid was, like, that super cool, like, acid that looks like it's a trip itself.
Oh, like a special blotter all done nice?
Like, the blotter is super psychedelic, but beautiful. Yeah. Like, subtle gradations of color. And you're like, oh, my God.
You trip and just stare at it?
Yeah. But it was beautiful. And you look at that, and, like, in my day, like, I would get fucking white blotter papers. And when I saw Miley...
You don't even know if it is,
Yeah,
that was what I got. That's still around.
But I'd say acid in terms of, I don't know, in terms of form, I love the form that drugs come in. Like, I love a nicely stamped bag of dope. I like a nice looking pill stamp even.
You know what I had in New York once?
What?
It was stamped Law and Order Criminal Intent. I thought that was very creative of them.
What are some other great dope stamps?
I don't know. There's been a lot. I did a lot of tar, which is just, it doesn't come in the pretty little bags because most of my dope using was in California.
Yeah, I was at work today, and I work at a restaurant, and some dude passed a fake 100, and the owner was holding the 100 and talking to one of the managers about it, and it brought me back to when I lived in Los Angeles, and I would get fake money. My friend worked in movies, and he came with these fake 50s, and they looked horrible. They looked so shitty. But I would be broke, and I would drive down to downtown Los Angeles, and some Mexican would come up to me in the street, and he'd be like, Chiva, Chiva. And I'd be like, yes. Yeah. And I'd be like, give me a paquete, please. and I'd give him the fake 50. He'd take this nasty fucking balloon out of his mouth with I guess 12,
Yeah.
12 little balloons. I would take it and I would put it in my mouth.
Yep, right away.
How disgusting is that? And I'd feel his spit on the balloon, and I'd taste whatever he had eaten.
Yeah.
And, like, I have to say, I'm 41. I've never contracted, well, no, I think I might have had gonorrhea once. But I besides that was in college. That was not a drug. But I'm surprised that through all the online dating and all the Mexican saliva that I never contacted any kind of...
No Hep C? Nothing like that?
No.
Me neither.
No.
It's amazing.
Anyway, so I would take benzos forever. The first time I remember... This is killing my seizure story, but I'm just talking. We're just having a good time.
It's like Family Guy here. Just going to different things. Zooming in, zooming out.
Okay. Is that good?
I guess. I mean,
don't know.
Family Guy's kind of lost its luster.
I don't like Family Guys, but maybe that's not good at all. All right, I want to talk about the beginning of the benzos, but I mean my story's so short. I'm just trying to give a little build up.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I really remember benzos is I had a heroin dealer living in my apartment, and I would just take dope for the rent, and his name was Tony Baloney, and when he was up, he called and he answered the phone and you went to meet him, but when he was down, the call would go straight to, "Hello, you've reached Tony Baloney. I'm not here right now." And I would just get so pissed whenever I heard that fucking message. Anyway, this old dude came to my house to buy dope off Tony Baloney. And the old dude was like a little gnome, an old Jewish guy with a big beard. And he was tiny and decrepit and very interesting. Mm-hmm. And he had all these pills and all these benzos. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of pills. Mm. He was like, that's right. And then he was looking around.
Wait, I'm not listening. This is not Tony. This is
the guy called the Professor.
Okay, all right.
And he saw I had a bag of cameras, old DSLR or not DSLR, SLR cameras, old metal body cameras that my cousin gave me. And the old man looked at it. He goes, "Those are some nice looking cameras." And I said, "Give me all your pills and you can have all the cameras." So he gave me like 150 pills. Yeah. And I gave him the cameras my cousin gave me, and that started my benzo dependency.
Oh, that's good.
And through the years, I would take fucking benzos by the bundle. Like, I would take them all day. I would take 20 pills in a day, or Klonopins, or like, I would literally take 26 milligrams of Xanax in a day.
Were you just living in a haze? I mean... Yeah.
But I had a job. I was a television producer. But,
did you lose that job?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I lost that job. Anyway, so I became so addicted to benzos that when I stopped, I would have seizures. Mm-hmm. And I would have bad seizures. And I'd have them in all sorts of crazy places. I had a seizure on a plane before it took off. And the flight attendant is shaking me, and she goes, "Sir, you're having a seizure." And I said, "No, I'm just sleeping."
You didn't want to miss the flight.
No. And the next thing I know, I was on a stretcher being wheeled off the plane.
Oh, my God.
And then one time, I was in rehab, and I'm sitting on a picnic bench playing guitar. The next thing I know, I fell off the picnic bench on cobblestones. I'm in an ambulance. They said, "Sir, you had a seizure." I said, "No, I just fell asleep." I would seize everywhere. I once was in the top of my loft bed, fell out of the loft bed onto my coffee table, onto a glass bong. The bong shatters. I'm out. I fucking bit my tongue. My tongue is bleeding and calloused. I was living with this woman. The cops come. I'm out. According to my ex-girlfriend, I reached for the cop's gun. I'm holding the door frame so they can't take me out of my apartment. I wake up on the floor of St. Vincent's, ironically the same hospital where my daughter was born years later. And there's a Jamaican woman going, "You're too old to be acting like that," which is not a great Jamaican impression. But I would seize everywhere and over the years. And then I had a period where I didn't seize so much. Things changed, and I had a seizure doing community service in Los Angeles. I just would wake up in ambulances.
Was it court-ordered community service?
Yes, it was court-ordered.
Have you ever done any non-court-ordered community service?
Maybe, but I would say probably not. Anyway, which leads us to this seizure story. I was, my daughter's mother had left me for obvious reasons, and my daughter was gone also for obvious reasons. And I was in the apartment that we shared with this idiot drug addict friend of mine, and we were doing dope, heroin, and he was such a pussy. Like, he wouldn't shoot dope, and like one time in California we were together, and I was like, "You're such a pussy. You should shoot the dope." And he's like, "You shoot it. I don't want to do it." And I went to shoot him up, and he fainted. And this is the kind of guy
before.
Yeah, before I ever hit his thing. And this is the kind of guy he is. With fight or flight, my man faints every time. So we're in my apartment, and he's snorting dope off a CD case, and I'm shooting dope, and I'm high, and I'm like the only junkie that gains weight when I do heroin. I just eat.
No, I do too. I gain weight when I'm shooting coke. Even
that's crazy.
I don't eat, but when I stop, when it wears off, I just start putting things in my body, whatever, 12-inch Subway subs, just powering down them. But continue your story.
No, but when I would get high on heroin, I would eat cakes.
Yeah.
I would eat.
While you were actually high.
Yeah. I would eat. I would like to eat cereal, and then I would put little bits of cookie into the cereal, and then I was like, "Why am I using cereal at all?" So I would just break up cookies into a bowl and pour milk and eat cookies as cereal. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're in my apartment, and we're high on heroin, and I'm starving. I'm like, "Let's order Mexican food." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a good idea, whatever." So we order the Mexican food, and we're getting high, and I had been taking benzos, but I didn't have any. And the next thing, I seize, and I fall out and I had an office in this apartment. I fall out in my office, and my friend freaks out, gets terrified. Yeah. Starts running around the house like a chicken with his head cut off because he doesn't know what's happening to me. Maybe he's slapping me. He probably thought I overdosed, but it wasn't like right after I shot up. He was just scared.
I would have just probably shot some coke. I would have fixed you while you were laying there.
But there was no coke.
Oh, okay.
My friend had this thing. If he did coke, he would get such a psychosis in his head, he would think he peed his pants. Yeah. So he stopped doing coke because it was so embarrassing that he always would think he peed.
But he didn't pee his pants.
No.
Okay.
It was just cocaine. It was weird. It's very particular cocaine.
All right, so you fall out. You're down.
I'm down.
Yeah.
And my man is running around the apartment, and I'm out cold, or I'm seizing, or whatever the case may be, because I don't know what it really looks like. Have you ever been around somebody that's seizing?
I've had alcoholic seizures. But
have you seen anybody? Have you been with somebody else? And what does it look like?
They're just kind of shaking, and they fall down, and it's a little scary. It depends on the person. Some people are more scary than others, but I've seen many seizures.
Do they ever just pass out?
Usually I've seen them shake a little bit. I've seen them all shake a little bit. Yeah.
Because I wonder, every time I had a seizure and somebody would tell me, I would always think, no, I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? To me, it always would feel like I was passing out. A seizure.
Yeah.
But only that one time did I bite my tongue so badly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so you fall out.
So I fall out. My friend is running around the apartment, and since I'm out, I only know this. I only put this together afterwards when he told me what happened. There's a knock at the door, and my friend, his name is Todd. Todd goes to answer the door, and it's the Mexican guy, the food.
Yeah.
But Todd, I don't know, in the moment of opening the door, he freaks out and he faints. So he opens the door and faints. He
so there's
faints.
Two people on the ground.
I wake up at this moment, and I'm in the apartment, and I don't even know what had happened. I'm coming to from a seizure. I'm like picking myself up off the floor, and I'm walking into the main room of the house, which is actually the kitchen where the front door was off of it. It was a weird railroad apartment in Astoria. And I see Todd lying in the doorway, out, just passed out in the doorway. The door's open, and there's a Mexican guy standing above him.
Does he speak English?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm like, what did this man do to Todd?
So
I said, what happened? And then I look at him, and I'm scared. I'm thinking it's like a home invasion.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something horrible happened. But then I look at the guy. He's wearing a little white restaurant suit. Yeah. He's holding a plastic bag. I'm like, oh yeah, we ordered Mexican food. So I pay the delivery guy, and he goes. And then I start slapping the shit out of Todd. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I must have fainted. I'm like, that's the fucking funniest thing I ever heard. So
it's a good story, man.
It's a decent story.
It's a really good one. Yeah. I haven't heard that.
It's funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny story. I was going to put it in my TV show, but then my TV show didn't get picked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the seizure story.
Yeah.
You like this story?
I liked it.
Well, anyway, I hope you guys liked it. And I hope, I wonder what you guys think of Dopey.
Yeah.
The drug and dumb shit podcast.
Yeah.
But you could tell us what you think of it by writing dopeypodcast@gmail.com. DOPEYPODCAST@gmail.com. Now, this is only 20 minutes and 27 seconds.
No, that's good. Though mine was like 23 minutes, so...
Wasn't it longer?
No, it wasn't.
I think we hit 30.
No, it's a sweet spot. I think we got a good amount of time here, and we both have plenty more stories. I think we can do, between the two of us, at least 2 or 3 more, and then we can start bringing people on.
Well, we'll bring people as soon as people start fucking writing.
Yes.
So get writing, and we'd love guests. We'd love influential guests.
Yeah.
That would be really nice if Edward Norton perhaps wanted to tell a story about Courtney Love shooting him up or something.
Is that a thing that happened?
No, I'm just making it up. But they were a big couple.
Okay.
Did you see this movie on Netflix about the conspiracy, Courtney Love having Kurt Cobain killed?
No.
I really highly recommend it. It's a great what you call it? What's that stuff? Propaganda.
Yeah.
Sort of film. Anyway, again, check us at dopeypodcast@gmail.com, and I'm assuming we're gonna buy a website, www.dopey.com, but that's probably taken.
Yeah, but dopeypodcast.com is probably not.
So look for us soon enough, and thank you for listening. Chris, would you like to say goodbye?
No, that's it. Thank you for listening. It's Chris and Dave signing out.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4, everyone's dead. Building standing set, standing their ground to defend against the rest. We're all at odds. Don't forget your bets. From the roof I yell, you hardly break a sweat. Sabotage is no longer camouflage. It's almost in the open, so you better quit your jobs. Can't say it looks too good. It could be on the rise, pointed at your head. I think it's time to dodge. All my friends, they'll all be back when I'm on my feet again. But sabotage is no longer camouflage. It's almost in the open, so you better quit your job. Can't say it looks too good. It could be a mirage pointed at my head. I think it's time to dodge. Forever's a long time to pay that kind of price. Might think you saw it coming. It could have just been the Northern Lights. And a long time away is an hour from when. Don't remember when it started, Thursday or Friday, or then again it could have been forever. That building standing set, I'm back to the beginning, got no time to second guess. Yes, I'm easily impressed, the way she's to confess. Control the situations by the moves inside your dress, but I gotta go, got nothing left to say. What time is the show? I can't anyone say. I gotta go.